All right, so today we're diving into some, let's just say unconventional business ideas.
Unconventional. Oh,
Yeah, we're talking about those ideas that make you scratch your head and go, wait, what?
I like where this is going.
And the best part is, these gems come straight from two Russian business idea books. I mean, where else would you find this stuff?
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. Hit me with the titles.
All right, get ready for this. TPIC TXBT, which roughly translates to manuscript for printing. Catchy, right?
But what kind of entrepreneurial wisdom did these Russian masterminds come up with?
Well, let's just say they definitely think outside the box, maybe even outside the building.
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
All right, so one of the first things that caught my eye was this idea for a complaint hotline to nowhere.
Okay, a hotline to nowhere. Tell me more.
So imagine this. You're having a rough day, everything's going wrong, and you just need to vent.
Been there.
You call up this hotline, let it all out, every little frustration, and the person on the other end,
They just listen.
they just listen. No advice, no trying to fix it.
Nope, just pure, empathetic listening. No judgment, no interruptions, just a sympathetic ear on the other end of the line.
Huh, that's actually kind of brilliant. In a world where everyone's always trying to tell you what to do or how to feel, maybe just being heard is the most radical act of all.
Right. It's like the modern day equivalent of screaming into the void, but with a human touch. I can see the appeal in that, for sure. So what else did these Russian idea factories come up with?
Well, this next one is very Russian. It's a Dostoevsky-themed pawn shop.
Hold on, a Dostoevsky-themed pawn shop. You can't just drop that and not elaborate.
Right, right. So the book suggests integrating it right into a Dostoevsky walking tour.
Okay, I'm picturing tourists wandering through the streets of St. Petersburg, following in the footsteps of Raskolnikov.
Exactly. And then they stumble upon this pawn shop, but it's not your average run-of-the-mill pawn shop.
It's probably dimly lit, maybe smells faintly of old books and despair.
You're getting it. And the best part, they suggest allowing tourists to pawn their belongings in exchange for old Russian currency.
Wow, that's next level immersive tourism. You're not just visiting a place, you're practically living in a Dostoevsky novel.
Talk about an authentic souvenir. It definitely makes you wonder how that pitch meeting went, though.
We're going to combine financial desperation with literary tourism. I bet that was a tough sell.
Speaking of tough sells, how about this? You know how companies track your online activity for targeted ads?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, this next idea takes that concept offline. They suggest planting lost money around a city.
Lost money. You mean like scattering bills on the sidewalk?
Exactly. But here's the catch.
Yeah.
These bills would have promotional offers attached, encouraging people to visit a specific business.
Okay, I can see how that would grab someone's attention. Find a $5 bill, might as well see what this amazing offer is all about.
Right. It's like a real-world analog version of clickbait.
It's certainly creative, I'll give them that. But in a world saturated with digital marketing, I wonder if it would even make a dent.
Yeah, the competition is fierce. Okay, this next one is for anyone who's ever circled the block, endlessly searching for a parking spot.
Painfully relatable.
Imagine a service called Free Parking Pioneers.
Free parking pioneers.
Yeah, picture this. A network of on-call drivers who do nothing but hold parking spaces until you arrive.
Wait, so you're telling me my biggest parking frustration could be solved by someone getting paid to just stand in a spot?
That's the idea. It's like a human parking reservation system.
It's ingenious, I'll admit. But the logistics of it, the traffic jams, the potential for arguments, not to mention the cost.
Yeah, it might be a logistical nightmare, but it's definitely a thought-provoking solution to a common problem.
Makes you wonder, what else could we use a space holder for? Concerts, maybe? Or those impossible-to-get brunch reservations?
The possibilities are endless. Okay, this next idea is all about turning trash into treasure, or at least into something useful.
I'm intrigued. Let's hear it.
So every fall, what's the one chore that every homeowner dreads?
Raking leaves.
Bingo. But what if those mountains of leaves could be turned into something valuable?
Like what? Leaf art. Leaf confetti.
Think more practical. Eco-friendly fuel logs. Yep, these Russian innovators are suggesting we heat our homes with fallen leaves.
Now, that's what I call resourcefulness. We see all these eco-conscious products popping up, but this takes it to a whole new level.
Right, it's sustainable, it's cost-effective, and it solves a problem that plagues neighborhoods every autumn.
I'm impressed. So they've got the eco-conscious market covered. What about the digital age?
Ah, they've got that covered too. Get ready for the virtual tip jar for street performers.
A virtual tip jar. That's pretty clever.
Right. As we move towards a cashless society, those dollar bills and loose change just aren't cutting it anymore.
Especially for street performers, it's not like they can pass around a square reader between songs.
Exactly. But with a QR code displayed prominently, passersby can simply scan and tip using their phones.
It's a win-win. Street performers get paid, and we don't have to feel guilty about not having cash on hand.
Exactly. Although I do wonder if it changes the dynamic somehow, that spontaneous exchange of energy when someone drops a dollar in a hat.
That's an interesting point. It's like the difference between a standing ovation and a like on social media. One feels a lot more personal than the other.
All right, ready for something completely different? This next one falls into the category of, wait, that might actually work.
Hit me with it.
It's called the human punching bag.
Okay. Elaborate.
So picture this,
Yeah.
a life-sized, weighted punching bag, but instead of just hanging there lifelessly,
It comes to life and tries to fight back.
not quite that advanced, but close. It's designed to mimic the unpredictable movements of an actual opponent.
So it's like having a sparring partner that's always down for a round.
Exactly. It's tapping into the gamification of fitness, making workouts more engaging and challenging.
And probably a little less bruising than a real sparring partner. I can see the appeal.
Right. It makes you wonder what other unconventional fitness equipment we might see in the future.
You know, some of these marketing ideas are pretty wild.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, they talk about staging a whole dramatic scene, like a full-blown altercation at a restaurant.
Wait, they're suggesting someone fake a fight to attract customers.
That's the gist of it. They suggest going all out, hiring actors, fake blood, maybe even paramedics.
Hold on, paramedics too. That seems a bit extreme, even for the sake of marketing.
The idea is to make it so over the top, so unbelievably real that it becomes this huge spectacle.
And then, boom, everyone's talking about it, posting about it online, instant viral marketing.
Exactly, though I imagine the legal hoops you'd have to jump through these days to pull that off.
Not to mention the ethical considerations. Talk about a PR nightmare waiting to happen.
Oh, right. Okay, let's move on to something a little less chaotic. How about a centralized guest center for tourists?
Okay, so like a one-stop shop for travelers.
Exactly. Imagine a place where you can find everything you need as a tourist.
Charging stations for your phone, probably essential these days.
Definitely. SIM cards for local calls, discounted hotel bookings, maybe even job listings for those looking for an extended stay.
It's like a mini embassy for travelers. Where would they even set this up?
They suggest integrating it into existing businesses like cafes or those little phone shops you see everywhere.
Smart. Capitalize on that pre-existing foot traffic. Okay, this next one is a bit sneaky.
Let's hear it.
Planting lost money around a business.
Lost money, like a reverse robbery?
Kind of.
Yeah.
The idea is to drop a few bills here and there, maybe with little promotional offers attached.
So you find $5 on the ground and suddenly you're enticed to try this new cafe or whatever.
Exactly. It's playing on that human instinct to, well, pick up free money.
It's a gamble, though. What if people just pocket the cash and move on?
True, true. But at least it's a more creative approach than just handing out flyers.
I'll give them that. Okay, this next one I actually kind of love. The Loyal Neighbors program.
Loyal neighbors. Tell me more.
It's all about encouraging collaboration between local businesses.
Oh, I like where this is going. So like a shop local initiative?
Exactly. They give the example of a bookstore partnering with a local opera house.
Spend a certain amount in the bookstore, get discounted tickets to the opera?
Bingo! It benefits both businesses, introduces customers to something new, and fosters a sense of community.
Everybody wins. I like it. Okay, this next one is a bit more practical.
Hit me.
Collecting and selling used tires.
Used tires. Is there even a market for those?
Apparently so. They can be repurposed for all sorts of things.
Like what? Tire swings, those giant tile planters.
Think more industrial. Ground rubber for playgrounds, material for artificial turf, even fuel for certain processes.
Huh, who knew those old tires had so much life left in them? It's amazing what people will find a use for.
Right, talk about turning trash into treasure. Okay, this next one is for those who believe in capturing every milestone.
Go on.
A business specializing in taking photos and videos of newborns right there in the hospital.
Oh, wow. Talk about a captive audience. Those first few hours after birth, everyone's exhausted, but also on cloud nine.
Exactly, and what better way to commemorate the occasion than with professional photos and videos?
I can see it now. Newborn photography package includes swaddled poses, crying close-ups, and optional milk-drunk smile.
You're definitely capturing the essence of newborn life there. Okay, this next one is for the students out there, or at least those who struggle with note-taking.
Let me guess. A service that takes notes for you.
Close. It's even better. They suggest creating custom-made cheat sheets for students.
Cheat sheets, isn't that, cheating?
Well, they're not exactly endorsing academic dishonesty. It's more about taking excellent notes and turning that skill into a business.
So like super condensed, easy to digest study guides tailored to specific subjects and exams.
Exactly. It's playing on that universal student desire to, well, find a shortcut.
And hey, if it helps someone ace their exams, who are we to judge?
Okay, what else do we have in this treasure trove of business ideas?
All right, get ready for this one. Cultivating and selling wormwood.
Wormwood, as in the ingredient in absinthe.
The one and only. Apparently, it's not just for bohemian beverages.
It does have that certain mystique to it. So what do they propose starting an absinthe farm?
Not quite. Wormwood is actually used in various pharmaceuticals and herbal remedies. Oh, so it's like a cash crop with medicinal benefits.
Precisely. They even suggest getting the wormwood certified for pharmaceutical use, which would open up even more doors.
That's actually pretty smart. Okay, this next one is interesting.
Lay it on me.
A business that rents out pigeons.
Pigeons, like the birds that love to congregate in city squares.
The very same. The book suggests using them for everything from wedding ceremonies?
Wait, pigeon weddings? Is that a thing?
Apparently so. They say it's a more whimsical alternative to releasing doves.
I'll admit it's definitely more unexpected. What else would you do with rented pigeons?
They also suggest attaching small banners or messages to their legs for advertising.
Oh no, not pigeon billboards. I can
Okay.
just imagine the chaos.
It's certainly a creative approach to marketing, I'll give them that.
Okay.
Let's move on to something a little more conventional.
Please tell me it doesn't involve pigeons.
No pigeons this time. How about a good old-fashioned 3D movie theater?
A 3D movie theater. But isn't that like, so 2010?
The book argues that there's still a market for it, that people crave that immersive cinematic experience.
True, there's nothing quite like watching a movie on the big screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with streaming services dominating the home entertainment scene, maybe this is a way to lure people back to theaters.
It's all about the experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this next one seems almost deceptively simple.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Setting up an automatic photocopier in a high-traffic location.
An automatic photocopier, that's the big idea.
That's what they're proposing. Find a spot where people constantly need copies.
Like a library, a university campus, maybe even a government building.
You've got it. Set up the machine, stock with paper, and let it do its thing.
It's like a vending machine for documents. Low maintenance, consistent demand. I can see the appeal.
Right. Talk about passive income. Okay, this next one is for the adrenaline junkies out there.
Okay, you've got my attention.
They suggest starting a business that organizes aerial duels using radio-controlled airplanes.
Aerial duels, like dogfights, but with model airplanes.
Exactly. Think of it like laser tag, but in the sky.
That's actually pretty cool. It's like a video game brought to life.
Right. And with the rise of drone racing and competitive gaming, it could tap into a whole new market.
I'm into it. Okay, what else is on the agenda for our entrepreneurial adventure?
Let's bring it back down to earth with something practical. A mobile car wash business.
Mobile car washes are everywhere these days. What makes this one unique?
They envision a system that's compact and portable, maybe even powered by a car's cigarette lighter.
So you could set up shop literally anywhere. That's pretty convenient.
Exactly. Perfect for those who don't have the time or the space for a traditional car wash.
I can see it being a hit in urban areas especially. No more searching for a parking spot just to get your car washed.
Okay, this next one is close to my heart.
Don't keep me in suspense. What is it?
Producing and selling decorative wood chips.
Decorative wood chips. Like for landscaping and gardening.
Exactly. Think beyond just your basic brown mulch.
Okay, I'm picturing colorful wood chips, maybe different textures, creating these intricate patterns and gardens.
You're getting it. It's about offering a sustainable, aesthetically pleasing alternative to traditional landscaping materials.
I'm on board. It's like bringing the beauty of nature into your own backyard in a more stylish way.
All right, ready for something that's taken the world by storm.
Let's hear it.
Selling ebooks online.
Ebooks. Talk about a game changer. Suddenly, anyone with a story to tell can become a published author.
Right. No more pitching to publishers, no more printing costs. Just upload and go.
It's democratizing the literary world. And it's not just fiction either. There's a huge market for nonfiction, how-to guides, self-help books.
Even cookbooks. You name it, there's an ebook for that.
Exactly. It's amazing how technology has transformed the way we consume information and entertainment.
Okay, ready for a dose of romance?
Always. Hit me with it.
Selling rose petals.
Rose petals. It seems a bit niche, but I'm sure there's a market for it.
Oh, absolutely. Weddings, proposals, romantic dinners, even just sprucing up a boring Tuesday night.
It's all about adding that extra touch of luxury and romance.
Exactly. And let's be honest, everything looks better with a sprinkle of rose petals.
Speaking of making things look good, what about this? A business that designs and prints custom price tags and labels.
Price tags and labels. It seems a bit, well, mundane, doesn't it?
Think about it. It's all about branding, presentation, those little details that make a big difference.
So it's not just about slapping a price on something, it's about creating an experience.
Exactly. A beautifully designed price tag can elevate a product, make it feel more special, more desirable.
I never thought I'd get this excited about price tags. What else do we have on our unconventional business journey?
How about this? Selling old Russian currency as souvenirs.
Old Russian currency. Is that even legal?
As long as it's no longer in circulation, it's fair game, and tourists love it.
I can see the appeal. It's a tangible piece of history, something unique to take back from your travels.
Exactly. And for collectors, it's like unearthing a hidden treasure.
Okay, this next one is about as old school as it gets.
Do tell.
Starting a brick-making business.
Bricks. Seriously. In this day and age.
Hey, they've been a staple of construction for centuries for a reason.
True, true. Durable, fire-resistant, and they give any building that classic, timeless look.
Exactly. Plus, with the push for sustainable building materials, bricks are having a bit of a renaissance.
Interesting. Okay, what else is on the menu for our entrepreneurial feast?
Let's move on to a classic comfort food. Donuts. The book suggests opening a donut shop.
Donuts. Who doesn't love a good donut? It's a business idea that's guaranteed to satisfy those sweet cravings.
Right. And the beauty of a donut shop is the endless possibilities for flavors and toppings.
Exactly. You can keep things fresh and exciting, always coming up with new creations.
Okay, this next one sounds like it'd be more at home at a carnival than a serious business.
All right, let's hear it.
They suggest setting up a game where people try to ride a specially designed drunk bicycle.
A drunk bicycle? What does that even mean?
Imagine a bicycle where the handlebars are rigged to turn the opposite way of the front wheel.
Oh, no, I can see where this is going. It's a recipe for disaster, or at least a lot of laughter.
Exactly. It's all about creating a fun, lighthearted experience, something people will remember and talk about.
I can get behind that. Okay, let's shift gears to something a little more practical.
Sounds good to me. How about this? A business that repairs cracked car windshields.
Cracked windshields. That's a niche market, if I've ever heard one.
Not really. Think about it. Every rock chip, every hailstorm, every accidental run-in with a rogue golf ball creates a potential customer.
True, true. And a cracked windshield is not only an eyesore, but it can also be a safety hazard.
Exactly. So this business is all about providing a valuable service, keeping drivers safe, and their cars looking good.
I'm on board. What other ingenious solutions have these Russian innovators come up with?
All right, this next one is for anyone who's ever been annoyed by a loud, obnoxious TV commercial.
So, everyone who's ever watched television.
Pretty much. They suggest developing a device that automatically mutes television commercials.
Now that's an invention I can get behind. Imagine a world where you could actually enjoy your favorite show without being bombarded by ads.
Right. It would be a dream come true. Okay, this next one is all about connecting people in the digital age.
Tell me more.
Offering live streaming services for events.
Live streaming, that's huge these days. Weddings, conferences, concerts, you name it, people are live streaming it.
Exactly. It's all about bridging distances, making experiences accessible to those who can't physically be there.
It's like a virtual window into events happening all over the world. And with the technology constantly improving, the possibilities are endless.
Okay, this next one sounds like it could be a lot of fun for both the organizers and the participants.
I'm intrigued. What is it?
Organizing a treasure hunt using webcams.
A webcam treasure hunt. That's a new one.
So imagine this. Clues are hidden throughout a city, and participants have to use live webcam feeds to find them.
It's like a real-life scavenger hunt, but with a digital twist. That's actually pretty clever.
Right. It combines technology, exploration, and a bit of friendly competition.
I'm in. Okay, what's next on our unconventional business adventure?
All right, this next one is definitely something else.
Don't leave me hanging. Tell me more.
A cleaning service where the employees wear lingerie.
A lingerie cleaning service. Well, that's certainly one way to make chores a little more interesting.
It's definitely a bold marketing strategy, to say the least.
I'll say. Though I imagine it could also lead to some, shall we say, awkward encounters.
And Probably a lot of raised eyebrows from the neighbors.
No kidding. Okay, let's move on to something a little less revealing.
All right, how about
Mhm.
this? Creating a line of transparent, stylish face masks.
Transparent face mask. That's brilliant. We've all gotten used to wearing masks, but they can be a bit of a communication barrier.
Exactly. And with the transparent mask, you can still see people's smiles, their expressions.
Plus, it opens up a whole new world of design possibilities. No more hiding behind a plain surgical mask.
Right. You can match your mask to your outfit, show off your personality.
It's fashion meets function. Okay, what other unconventional gems have we got?
Remember the human punching bag from earlier?
The life-size punching bag that moves and reacts like a real opponent. How could I forget?
Well, this next one is kind of similar, but instead of a punching bag, it's a human-shaped something.
Human-shaped what? Don't leave me hanging.
They don't go into specifics, but it's described as a life-sized, human-shaped object designed for, and I quote, relieving stress.
Relieving stress. That's a bit vague, even for these unconventional thinkers. I'm both curious and slightly terrified.
Too. I guess we'll just have to use our imaginations on that one. All right, this next idea is all about making a lasting impression.
Let's hear it. I'm all for memorable marketing.
They suggest creating scented business cards.
Scented business cards. That's actually pretty clever.
Right. Imagine handing someone your card, and instead of that usual cardstock smell.
It smells like fresh-baked cookies. Or maybe a whiff of the ocean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a subtle but effective way to stand out from the crowd, create a sensory experience.
I love it. It's like aromatherapy meets networking.
Okay, this next one is for the creatives, the dreamers, the people who love to add a touch of whimsy to everything they do.
I think I already know where this is going.
Starting a business that rents out unusual or eye-catching items for photo shoots and events.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's like a prop house, but for anything and everything.
Exactly. Vintage furniture, quirky costumes, antique cameras, you name it.
It's a dream come true for photographers, event planners, anyone who wants to add a touch of personality to their projects.
And it's a sustainable alternative to buying everything new. It's a win-win.
Okay, after that whirlwind of creativity, I need something a little more grounded.
How about this? Beekeeping.
Beekeeping. Now there's a business idea that's good for the soul and the planet.
Right. It's experiencing a resurgence in popularity, and for good reason.
Fresh honey, supporting local ecosystems. What's not to love?
And with the growing awareness of the importance of pollinators, it's a business that's both trendy and essential.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. What else is on the list?
This next one is for the makers, the builders, people who like to get their hands dirty.
Let's hear it.
Starting a business that makes custom metal castings.
Metal castings. That sounds incredibly intricate and specialized.
It is, but the possibilities are endless. Jewelry, sculptures, tools, machine parts, you name it.
It's like alchemy, transforming molten metal into tangible objects. That's pretty amazing when you think about it.
All right, ready for something that's both beautiful and delicious.
Always. Tell me more.
Selling preserved flowers dipped in chocolate.
Preserved flowers dipped in chocolate. Now that's a gift that's sure to impress.
Right. It's elegant, it's unique, and it's surprisingly delicious.
I can see it now. Roses dipped in dark chocolate, violets coated in white chocolate. The possibilities are endless.
Okay, let's shift gears to something a bit more rustic.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
Making and selling handmade brooms and bath whisks.
Brooms and bath whisks. That's a blast from the past.
Right. But there's something so satisfying about using something that's been made by hand.
It's like holding a little piece of history of craftsmanship. Plus, you can't deny the environmental appeal of a good old-fashioned broom.
Okay, this next one might be my favorite yet, just for its sheer absurdity.
Don't hold back. Tell me everything.
Collecting and selling empty glass bottles.
Empty glass bottles, as in the ones we usually toss in the recycling bin.
The very same. Apparently there's a market for everything.
I guess one person's trash really is another person's treasure.
That's the beauty of unconventional business ideas.
You know, it makes you wonder about all those hidden economies out there, the ones we don't even think about.
Right. There's a whole world of unconventional businesses just waiting to be discovered. Speaking of which, this next idea is for all the teachers and lifelong learners out there.
Oh, I'm all ears. Education is a topic close to my heart.
Creating and selling educational materials for children.
That's a market that will always be in demand. Every parent wants the best for their child's education.
Exactly. And with the rise of homeschooling and alternate education, there's a growing need for engaging high-quality materials.
It's not just about textbooks and workbooks anymore. Kids today respond to interactive, hands-on learning experiences.
Absolutely. Okay, this next one is a classic, a staple of childhood, really.
Let's hear it.
A photography business specializing in school portraits.
Ah, school portraits. Those awkward smiles, those forced poses. It's a rite of passage.
Exactly. And despite the awkwardness, there's something so nostalgic about those photos. They capture a specific moment in time.
They really do. It's a business that's all about capturing those fleeting moments of childhood, the innocence, the energy.
And maybe a few missing teeth along the way.
Exactly. Okay, what else is on our unconventional business journey?
This next one is all about bees, but with a twist.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Instead of becoming a beekeeper yourself, they suggest renting out beehives to farmers and gardeners.
Renting out beehives, that's a new one. So you're like a beehive landlord.
Exactly. You provide the hives, the bees, the expertise, and your clients get all the benefits of pollination.
Without the hassle of managing their own colonies. That's actually a pretty sweet deal, both for the beekeeper and the farmer.
Right. It's a win-win situation all around.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready for this one. Breeding and selling pigeons.
Pigeons, as in the birds that love to relieve themselves on statues.
Those very birds. Apparently, there's a surprising demand for them.
For what? Pigeon racing, pigeon pageants.
Pigeon raising, yes. But also, and this is where it gets interesting, for meat production.
Pigeon meat. That's a new one on me. I guess there's a market for everything if you know where to look.
That's the beauty of unconventional businesses. All right, let's move on to something a little less feathery.
Please. I think I've had enough avian adventures for one day.
How about this? A business that offers projection advertising services.
Projection advertising, you mean like those giant ads they project onto buildings?
Exactly. It's a way to turn any surface into a potential billboard.
It's definitely eye-catching. I've seen some incredible examples where they map the projections onto the architecture of a building, creating these stunning visual effects.
Right. It's like turning the city into an art gallery, even if it's just temporary.
It's a cool way to blend advertising with creativity. Okay, I think we've saved the most interesting one for last.
Oh, absolutely. This
Yeah.
one definitely pushes the boundaries.
Hit me with it. I'm ready for anything at this point.
A cleaning service, where the employees are scantily clad.
A scantily clad cleaning service. Well, that's certainly one way to make chores a little more exciting,
It's definitely a bold marketing strategy, to say the least.
I'll say. Though I imagine it could also lead to some, shall we say, awkward encounters, not to mention the potential for controversy.
Oh, absolutely. This one is sure to spark some debate.
It makes you wonder, where do you draw the line between unconventional and, well, inappropriate?
That's the question, isn't it? And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of unconventional business ideas.
That was quite a ride. From pigeon rentals to lingerie cleaning services, we've seen it all.
It just goes to show there's no shortage of creativity out there. And who knows, maybe one of these offbeat ideas will spark a flash of inspiration in you, our listener.
Maybe you'll be the one to take one of these unconventional concepts and turn it into the next big thing.
We can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep those entrepreneurial spirits soaring.